Hey everyone, this is LuckySevenDX. Welcome back to Let's Play Jade Cocoon 2. In the last episode, we took on the Earth Forest. We have all 4 crystals now. It's pretty awesome. We also have angel wings, which is also pretty awesome. We also did a bunch of merging, which is also pretty awesome. But in this episode, we're going to do even more awesome because we're going to be heading to Lilith-Nest, where the end of the game awaits us. It's going to be pretty exciting, guys. The entrance of darkness is here, but the Lilith's gate is now open. However, there is going to be a bit of a level before we can get to the end, so...
So now you've become full-fledged Lilith bait. Let's go, bait.
I'm not bait, you're bait.
The chosen ones of light and darkness meet in a devil's nest. The actors are now all here. If I am left, the rebirth shall begin. Kahu, if you are left, what will begin?
The not rebirth.
I don't know, but I will never let those monsters be resurrected.
I did not want to fight you if I could have avoided it. But come, let us offer up our fight to Lilith.
Hey, the entrance is open. Now all you need is the courage to enter. Gonna do it?
Well, as long as you stop telling us that we're gonna die.
That's all we can do, right? Anyway, we gotta fight and stop him by force if we have to.
Well, it kind of sounds like we have to. So the fight between Kahu and Levant begins soon. But first we have, like I said, the Lilith's Nest to go through. 4 interesting floors, well 3 interesting floors, that revolve entirely around, well you fight the Kalma, because remember all they're called is Kalma. You'll fight all 4 colors, I'll fight one of every color here at one point. Also, this does give me a good chance to show off what my wings can do, because Kahu does have a new option it can do. It's not really anything we're going to find ourselves using for when we have it, but it's interesting nevertheless. We'll show it off in a second. I'm going to wait till... Actually, I'm not sure. I'll show it off... I don't know when I'm going to show it off. I'll show it off at some point before this fight's over. The problem is it's like the books where you have to use it. You can't switch formations when you use it, so you have to be a little bit, you know, picky and choosy as to when you use it. So, yay, you killed your own MP. It's very exciting. I'll use it when we get out of the whatchamacallit. We'll go ahead and use Kahu's wings right now in our water formation just to show it off then. That seems like the best option. I mean, yeah, he's using Life Crash, which is kind of hurting our MP significantly, but oh well. So you have this new option down here called Restore. You press it, and you give up 1 shield to heal everyone by about 40. Which is pretty much nothing. It's not a significant heal in the slightest compared to how much these are doing. It's something if you're desperate, because the shields are pretty much otherwise useless anyway, because they're really not going to get that big of a deal, and I pretty much just lost all of my MP, by the way. Yeah. This is a terrible way to begin. Oh well, we have our new moves now, so we have that. We didn't get a crit there, but whatever. Unfortunately, it seems like everyone's kind of outclassing Tamal in terms of offense right now, which is kind of interesting because he used to be so offensive, but suddenly for these S-rank moves, he's kind of seems a little bit mediocre, which is interesting, I guess. But there's that. We're gonna have to use an MP recovery thing already on Madame, unfortunately, but we still have 2 left, and it's pretty easy to just exit out and get back here anytime, so it's not really that big a deal. So what this involves is you get 4 boss fights with every floor has 4 boss fights. The 4 boss fights you fought in the initial force of the game, the Force of Light. So all of these giant boss combos, we get a rematch of all of them. It's basically a giant 12-part boss gauntlet. So that's what we're going to be doing in this episode. Basically, a giant freaking boss gauntlet. That's the plan. So as much as I want to get my defenses up, I kind of want to get a confusion on this guy early on, and then I'll switch into my defensive formation after I get this confusion, just to hopefully get some damage on himself to speed up the process. Or he can just look around and do nothing. That's also a thing he can do. So they will have the same, well, they won't have the same attacks, they'll be upgraded versions of attacks, and obviously he has upgraded health and everything. It's basically an upgraded version of the bosses from before. It's the same basic concept, though, and the same sort of rotations. It's just that generally, you know, they're replaced with S-rank moves and all that, or A-rank moves, depending. So, keep that in mind. It's a thing. And I feel like the fire formation's not going to get the kill here, so I feel safe going to here and just dealing some damage while his defenses are lowered. So I'm going to do just that. Just deal a decent chunk of damage here. This is obviously one of the harder foes just because, you know, he can take some hits pretty well. But the Earth ones obviously will take more than one rotation. A lot of the other ones will generally die in one rotation, maybe an extra turn in the fire. The tanky Earth Gars, though, which I think this is actually the only Earth Gar you have to fight, if I remember correctly. All the other ones are Leafs, so they're not even as strong. This is probably one of the tankier of the foes that we're going to be facing today, though. So, hit yourself! Or just miss. That works too, I suppose. So we'll go ahead and Sonic killing it up again, and, you know, the usual. As you can see, the Fire Formation is definitely taking MP losses now, because they have S-rank moves that cost quite a bit of MP, being, you know, AoE moves. So we aren't going to be able to just continually, basically, they're going to take a lot of damage now. Well, not a lot of damage, they're going to take a lot of MP if we use them repeatedly. But generally, the only Tamal is really the one that's going to be really tight in MP. Fu isn't going to be in the Fire Formation, isn't going to be attacking enough to really run out of MP from Soldona, and Gaia barely even gets in the combat, apparently, because her MP just kind of stays high all the time anyway. So, really, it's not too bad. However, we get 5,000 experience every time you beat a boss. At least these early bosses. So that's a significant amount of experience. Between the 12 bosses, we're going to be able to get, you know, several levels for all of our Divine Beasts by doing this, which is good, because most of them just merged. This gives them a chance to gain some levels and gain a little bit of extra stats before we take on the final boss, because the final boss, not going to lie, it's actually pretty tough, so having the extra bit of stats is going to be significantly helpful. That being said, we have 12 bosses to go through in this episode, so it's going to be a long one, needless to say, because we do have to get through 12 of these fights. Most of them won't be as long as an Earth Gara boss will be, but still. Well, when I miss, that doesn't help either. So our defense went up and then it went back down. Not so exciting, but whatever. We'll go ahead and just get the Wind Formation and start dealing some damage here, because Poison Storm's gonna... No, that didn't even hurt that much. Don't forget, I do have the Wind Resist as well. Really, only fire moves are the worst thing for, like I said, for Madame there. So that took a chunk out of the health, though. Yow! That's probably over half its HP. I'm gonna say that's over half. That seems over half-ish to me. Maldiar is gonna hurt, but it's not gonna be too bad. Plus I have, you know, the defense boost, and I have Spirit on me, so it's not that big a deal. Then we're just gonna go ahead and heal, and heal some more. Not that we really need it, because Tamal a chance to get some MP back. As you can see, Tamal's definitely the one to worry about when it comes to MP, at least when we're not battling people that ruin all our MP. I'm not gonna fight any more of those water combat. Yes, hit yourself! That's just peachy. Kill it with this, please? No? Oh. Look at that. So close to Tamal not having to waste some more MP. But whatever. Still haven't got a crit yet, but killer chance is cool. And the fact that it'll raise his attack as well because we got Berserk, so... It's something, you know, it's a 60% crit chance supposedly. I don't know if that's exactly how it works, but when he crits it'll hurt at least, and hopefully he'll crit often enough to be useful. So that's kind of my hope here when it comes to this. Otherwise, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and continue on, and all will be well. So we have 2 more bosses on this floor. We don't have the Key Spores yet. The Key Spores, I think, are the one that I didn't go to. Yeah, so one of these bosses does have the Key Spore. 3 of them are skippable. One of them you have to do. Also, by the way, if you leave the forest and come back into here, all of the bosses will respawn. So you can do these bosses multiple times to grind experience, 5k a pop. Not a bad way to get experience if you need to grind. I feel pretty confident I don't need to grind, so I'm not going to, but it's an option we can do if we needed to. Just thought that would be that'd be worth mentioning. So let's go ahead and confuse this guy, hopefully. That would be pretty cool if I can get the confusion off. Make him hit himself for massive damage. Would be pretty awesome. So most of these bosses do get confused relatively easily, luckily for us, because we do have change talent as well on everything, so but that's good, because, you know, if he kills himself with confusion, then, you know, all the better, all the better. Actually, hopefully they do kill himself with confusion at one point, because It's actually really funny when you kill him when he dies from confusion, because it just gets... It really confuses the game. Like, you use confusion on the game itself. I'll try to show off at some point, but basically, like, if you kill him from confusion, if he kills himself, that's the way the boss dies, the game will freeze for like a good 15-20 seconds. Not even joking. That's actually what will happen. So, let's just go ahead. Soul Donut. I don't know if this is all going to kill him. Looks like it's going to fall just short, unless we get a crit. That crit might have killed him. Yep, it did. So there we go. See, Tamal's killer chance taking effect here. Massive, massive critical hit damage. Considering how much all the other damage is doing, that's pretty huge. And that's going to be helpful, you know, against bosses and whatnot. Just being able to chunk them down faster with increased crit chance. That's my hope for using that skill. And we'll see how much it pays off. So our final opponent of the of this cycle is this guy. As you can see, when you're not fighting the Earth ones, it goes much, much, much faster, which is nice. So we got Mr. Puffy Big Arms. Tries to do some decent damage, but, you know, he's playing a Gara with a ton of HP at this point. It's not going to go very well. Gaia is tanky as heck. She's not going to care. Hey, we got a crit there. So that's something, you know. More crits, why not? And, we may as well try to get Confusion. I'm not really holding my breath on a water type, but it's still possible, especially if Change Talent. So, if we get lucky here, maybe we can confuse this guy as well. Nope, but we are going to chunk his HP down. We do, I mean, it's not 60% crit chance there, but don't forget, Tamal does have an overall 10% increase in crit chance anyway, so he can still do crits often enough. However, as you can see, his MP is running kind of low. Low enough to the point where actually I'm probably going to head back to the beginning, into like the, back to base, just to get extra MP, because there really is no bad benefit to doing that. There's no negative to doing that, really, so I see no reason not to, essentially. So let's go ahead and finish this guy off. He has recovered a bit of his HP, so I don't know if this is going to finish him off in one attack, but it will still do some pretty decent damage, and this will finish him off for sure. So, goodbye! Those massive crits, they hurt! Hot dang. Hot dang. Tamal just punches holes in things now, and I approve of it. Level 4 for everyone, maybe? Or at least level 4 for... Yeah, it looks like everyone. Everyone? Everyone! Everyone gets a level. You get a level, and you get a level, and you get a level. Anyway, we can grab the key spores finally. And, I am going to head back, like I said, just to grab some extra MP. I can use my Mel Elixirs on the second run of the forest, but... Yeah, I see no reason not to just go back to the temple for now. So, that's what we're going to do! And I'll keep this in unless I need to go sell something. I don't remember if I sold anything in between videos. I don't know if I have anything worth selling. It might also be worth getting some Metal Elixirs anyway. Though you can't use them in battle, so it doesn't make it as important, really. Yeah, there's not really anything worthwhile. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going. I can pick up some Metal Elixir 7s if I really want to at some other point, but I'm gonna try to get through the next 2 floors. I don't as you saw the 4th floor, or you didn't see it yet, you'll see in a second. The 4th floor is the boss floor. Like other major bosses, it happens instantly, so we're not going to go through that key we're not going to go through that Princess Mine in this episode. That'll be what happens next episode. So, but like I said, if you head back in here, you'll actually see that the bosses have respawned. We're not going to fight them again. We're only going to fight them once, but we can head to the next floor, and we've just recovered all our all of our HP and MP, which is good. No having to waste Metal Elixirs, and that really only took like 30 seconds of our time, honestly. So the Princess Mine's right here, but we have to find the key spores, so we'll do that by fighting bosses, as you would expect. Oh, it's gonna be Sleepy Sleep Guy. Don't want. Although apparently he's gonna lower our defenses first. That's okay. We can be okay with that. We'll go ahead and get our defenses up instead, which kind of makes it a wash overall, but we'll get some damage on him, hopefully, assuming we hit, which is not likely because it's an Elko. Yeah, I kind of figured the missile's going to be coming there. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of fast opponents here, so we're going to get a lot of misses for our Earth side. Unfortunate, but necessary. Oh, of course he outspeeds us. It's a boss Elko, what do you expect? Only one of them fell asleep, though. Only one sleep. That's good. I could still get the confusion off. I did still get the defense drop off, so... That's not... I cry. I cry. I cry every time. Well, let's just try to get some damage in with our formation here, because while we still have our extra defenses up, we can go ahead and just take advantage of his lower defenses and hurt him. That's the game plan here. I mean, I could go wake up Scooter, or wake up to Ceiling, but nah, I don't really find it necessary. That at least did a good chunk of damage, so we'll go into this formation just to get our defenses back up, because he's about to lower them again. Which means I probably could have gotten away with getting the water formation, but, you know, extra defenses don't hurt anyone. And it seems like he cycles between Samakilna, Adslani, and Burn Crash, so this actually times out well, because if that's the case, we can actually go into our... also, we got the hit off there, so that did a nice chunk of damage. But we can actually go into our water formation here, and he'll try to put us to sleep, but that'll be less effective when, you know, my water guy really doesn't sleep ever. So everyone wakes up, and we can now go into our wind formation one more time. He's only going to Burn Crash while our defenses are up, so it's not going to be too bad. And we can Sonic Kill into him, and now hopefully deal some good damage. Ceiling is pretty much going to hit because he's fast enough. Tamal might miss, though, but if he doesn't, he's going to kill him. And he does. So we haven't had any confusion deaths yet, though. That's still interesting. We'll probably see one at some point, I imagine, but... yeah, that's another victory for us. I'm okay with this. Let's go fight some more bosses. More Boss Kalma. It's always a good time fighting Boss Kalma. So this one we have one of these guys. This would be a nice one to get confusion on. By the way, in case you're wondering, there is no way to get initiative on these. Don't even pretend to think that you can get initiative on it. That's just a silly thought, and you should feel silly for thinking it. So he's gonna use Shockwave a lot. It hurts. We've seen how much damage Shockwave can do. It certainly hurts. But once our defense is up, our will be okay. So, and obviously, you know, it's nothing that our healing side can't heal through. So, or at least when our defenses are up. So let's go into our wind formation. Try to get the confusion off. Try to just make him kill himself, as we always do. That's why I like having two people with confusions, because it's higher odds that one of your confusions will stick. Like this one might not, but then the second one might not either. But sometimes it works out in your favor. Just not that time. I was like, it'd been awesome if it worked in my favor that time, but no. But no. No. Alright, I'm hoping we outspeed him, because I do need to get this healing off. Okay, good. That's the nice thing as well about having Madame formation. She's fast enough to make our healing formation generally go first against most opponents. Not all, as we've seen, but majority of non-wind opponents will still outspeed, which is nice. That's still going to hurt, though. But, like I said, not the biggest deal, because HP recovery means that, you know, I'll still be gaining HP over time. So let's go ahead and just deal some decent damage here. Nice chunk of damage. Maybe a crit would be nice here. Crit. Yep, there's a crit. Not enough to kill, unfortunately, but it still did a chunk of his health. We're going to get hit hard here. Or miss, and not get hit hard at all. But I could go in my Earth formation and start that whole process, but at this point, you know what? I think Ceiling can just finish this off, so... Or Tamal will have to do it, which is kind of a waste of MP, but whatever. It takes care of him. It's really all that matters. So we're actually effectively halfway down the boss gauntlet, because there's 12 bosses. This is number 6. Only Fu is the one to level up there. Fu, like I said, gets more experience than most people for some reason. I don't really quite understand it, but it's a thing that happens, so... She just apparently needs less experience to level up than everyone else. Like, she doesn't have precocious or anything. There's no real reason why it happens. It just does. Anyways, we're gonna fight this thing right now. This creepy looking guy. It's a giant X on its chin. Why would you heal yourself, by the way? I don't really see the purpose of that. You just kind of accomplished all sorts of nothing. Congratulations, sir. You did nothing. You lose. So on and so forth. Anyway, we can go ahead and go into our wind formation. Probably not get confusion off, like I said, but you know, do some decent damage, get the defense lowering thing. That's really what matters the most. Confusion maybe though? No, guarded both times, but that might be enough at this point where, especially if we get a crit, our fire formation can probably kill. So let's get the water formation in here, and then we'll switch to the fire formation and cause some fireworks to happen, basically. Seems like the plan. And yeah, as you can see, it's really only Tamal at this point who's really suffering under MP stress, and to an extent Madame, but it's mostly Tamal at this point that really needs to worry. Why do you have an Earth move? That's just silly. You're silly, mister. You're silly and you should feel silly. So let's explode you. Soldona, gonna deal some awesome damage. Yeah, especially if we get a crit, this will be enough to kill. Yep, you're dead. Goodbye. Killer chance is worth it. These crits are really speeding this process up, and I like it. So many crits. So many crits. I like it. Anyways, lots of level ups again, because, you know, we've gained effectively 4 levels. That's 4 levels of extra stats we've gained. I mean, in the long run it might not pay off, but we're at the post-game. Who gives a shit about the long run, or about the post-game? We're at the end game. Who cares about, you know, the long run? We're at the end of the game. So, this is the one guarding the key spore. You can hear that key spore noise in the background. It's just one of these guys, though. He'll just use, you know, Ramakite and all that, but we have ways around it, and we can also... I could have confused him, I guess, to try to steal the Ramakite, but meh, I have my own Ramakite. Might make for a longer boss overall, but we can just go ahead and, you know, Samakilna away the Ramakite, essentially, and still deal some pretty decent damage. It's a Leaf, it's not a Gara, so they aren't as tanky. They're still tanky, I mean, you saw how much damage that did, it still didn't do, you know, that much proportional-wise as usual, but we'll chunk him down eventually. That's all that really matters. So Samakilna gets rid of his defense boost, and plus on top of this we're going to get some confusion, and you know, if we keep getting crits, that'll help as well. That's a good chunk of his health gone. And yeah, if he keeps hitting himself, you know, that'll certainly speed up the process. So, good old confusion always helps. Always. I like it. I forgot his name is Ila. That's where we saw, that's why we saw Shroomy before. Shroomy is the name of that one boss that we're going to be fighting actually later on. There's a boss Shroomy, that's right. So yeah, all the bosses are basically named, as you can tell, after the S-rank forms. I mean, we've already kind of figured this out before because we've seen some of these, well, we've seen all these forms technically in terms of Kalma. We don't really own most of the boss ones, though. The only boss one we really own is, well, we're going to own Madame's, and then Fu. But yeah, let's just go ahead and explode people, though. Also, yeah, we're going to be getting a lot of the post-game, we're going to be able to, these next merges for PK and Madame will both get them to the final form. Tamal, as you can see, does unfortunately still need another merge to get to his final form. I don't think I've actually shown how much his Evo is. It's because he's a mountain, doesn't get the same type bonus, because Skewer is kind of dumb and it comes with a bad ability. So unfortunately, it's not really practical. So it's hard to level up your Mao. It usually takes about 6 merges, I think. Yeah, so because we're at 5. 6 will obviously very clearly bring it to full, though. So we'll see the final version of Tamal. Really not for a while, but sometime during the post-game we will end up seeing it. It'll happen. It's just going to take time, unfortunately. Anyway, that takes care of this floor. So all we have is one last floor. Hey, oh, that's right, we have to fight some of these guys, too. Well, we haven't fought an Earth one yet, so we might as well do that, I suppose. I see no reason why not. So, honestly, let's just get the confusion on them right away, just to try to get the, you know, Mitria on us, because I think they'll probably live... Well, they're probably going to just end up killing one of them. Attack... No, well, fine. Well, fine. It's annoying, but what can you do? Yeah, here comes the Mitria. Ah, well. It was fun while it lasted. Now we're going to have to deal with all this bullshit. It is kind of a bit of a strain of our MP. You can tell our Tamal's MP is still kind of low. It's going to get even lower because there's no way to finish it off without him using more MP. So, it's a bit unfortunate that that has to be the case, but... Ah, well. He'll lose MP in the long run. Whatever. We'll just have to use an Elixir 7 at some point, probably, to get to the next 4 bosses, because I don't think he has enough MP to make it through, unfortunately. So, probably... I might just... I'll wait. He still doesn't have MP for now. But, yeah, it's not going to last long. He's going to have to use an MP. As you can tell, these, one of the issues of this team is MP recovery. Because no one really has a good way to recover MP. And it does wear down over time, which is going to be why you need the MP back plus books for the final boss. The final boss is long, and we're going to be burning through MP really fast. So, it's really necessary you have an MP back plus book if you don't have the MP recovery skill on you, because there is a skill that does recover your team's MP. I just kind of don't use it usually. Also, these guys are actually, you know, staying quite alive. Hey, they actually got the AoE damage from Shockwave going out for once. I guess I'll just lower their defenses at this point, because, well, their defenses are lower now. They don't have Mitria on, So it probably would have worked anyway, but this will just make sure that they die. Or, well, that one's not going to die, but this will end up being the death of him in just a second when Fu basically burns him alive. No longer a fairy, it's now a werewolf. Werewolves apparently evolve into, or fairies apparently evolve into werewolves. It's a thing that can happen, but we finally have it, so it's one less. We're short 3 ultimate forms at this point. But I think we have a good mix. I like our team. I like this team. Go team. I didn't grab the freaking... I didn't grab the thing. Hey, let's grab this freaking key spores. It's a good thing that I have a brain. Except sometimes I just forget how to use it. It just happens sometimes. So yeah, we need to find the other 2 comma if we can, but for now we'll just get through this and we'll do. That's what matters. We'll do. So there's 2 things right here, yeah. So let's go ahead and fight these 2. Hello, friend. You look kind of foreboding, so we're gonna fight you because why not? And get our defenses up. Oh yeah, that's right, Tamal's MP is still kind of low. I think he'll have enough to deal with this fight, but I'm gonna have to use a Mel's Elixir at the end of it, unfortunately, so... Oh well. We will do just that in just a bit. But yeah, just wrapping up these last few fights and then the video will be over. And we'll be ready for the final boss, because after these fights, all that's really left is a final boss. Really, that's just... We're at the end of the game, essentially. Granted, there's going to be a long post-game, like I said, because it's a PS2 RPG, but... In terms of, like, the game, we're getting there. Can we get a confusion off? No confusion, no. Just no. Okay. Fine. Whatever. Don't poison. Well, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and poison me for all I care. Like, I really care. I'm just gonna... Look at this. Look, watch. Ready? Look. Poison, be gone. Your status effects are not welcome here. Do not care for that one bit. So, let's go ahead and... Oh, well, you gotta go first and hurt me. Unfortunate. But, well. Boom. And then Tamal will probably waste the rest of his MP to just basically kill him. So, another boss down. 3 to go. Anyway, level 6. So it looks like we're going to be getting to like level 6. I'm gonna assume we're not going to make it to level 7. It'd be nice to make it to level 7. I just assume that's not going to be the case of what happens here. Honestly, whatever. Just going to use this on Madame just to ensure that I don't really need to worry about it anymore. So, yeah. Oh, wait, this is the one with the key spore. Well, cool. That's nice. Now, what I need to remember to do is not enter the Princess Vine, because if I enter the Princess Vine, then I'm kind of... Oh, hey, you're new. Oh, you're both new. Friends. Oh, well, okay, you kind of turned around, but that's okay. You're just a Sascan one. I'm not scared of you. They're annoying, but I'm not scared of you. Because for some reason, it just doesn't really tend to do anything most of the time, as it puts him to sleep. I had to open my big freaking mouth. And it poisons. Okay, now it's just doing everything. This isn't it. Sigh! Whatever. Let's just go ahead and murder them because they're annoying and stupid. How annoying, though. Ugh. They ruined everything. They ruined everything. Not that that really matters because they're not really that big of a threat. Hey, at least he woke up. I thought he resisted sleep. No, he's supposed to have better resistance to poison, but apparently it didn't really help. Hi, I'm a water type. You can apparently still blind me. Okay, good. At least that one didn't do anything. I was gonna say, geez, they're getting like my practice file. They like never ever landed a single Sascan once, and now they just hit 4 in a row. Kind of a little silly if you ask me, but that's okay. We're A-okay. No harm, no foul. Just gonna go ahead and explode them now. Because yeah, that does damages, that's for sure. Soldona will be a great way to just make sure everyone dies. And I see no reason not to just stay in here and get off another Soldona to finish him off. This should finish him off, arguably. Yeah, I was gonna say, even if the lower defense, it seems like I did more than enough damage to compensate for that. Because, you know, it just lowers, you know, it gives, basically it lets us do not double damage, but probably around double damage, actually. Anyways, the fire one's still here? Yeah, you're still here. So let's get a fight off of one of these guys. That kind of just didn't work out like I wanted it to, but whatever. We're obviously going to want a defense boost up here, so... because they have killer chance, and they like to crit and do damage. Yeah, crit isn't exactly double, as you can see there, but it still is. It didn't do a lot to... it did a lot less to... I guess Gaia has the higher physical defense. PK has the higher magical defense, I think is how it works. So, I mean, it makes sense because I gave him a shit ton of spirit ones, so that would make sense. Anyway, Salma Kilna, and then we'll probably not be able to kill two of them. I hope it would be nice to be able to kill two of them. Can we just get this one dead? No, not quite. We could just... no, okay. Okay. That's okay. Killer chance missed there and didn't do that much damage there because we still have our defenses up. I mean, our team is pretty good at, Ramakite really just mitigates so much of your damage that you really don't have to worry too much. It's just keeping it up in long, extended boss fights that becomes tricky. This final boss is going to be an exercise in interestingness. That's for sure. Things will be things soon. Anyway, with some luck with some Soldona damage, we'll be able to finish them off here. Because, yeah, as long as we don't miss this time. This is why Soldona's awesome. It really just tears groups apart so efficiently. And now that Fu's in the middle, it's not even really that strenuous on our MP. So, that was the big argument as to why not to use it earlier, is because it's just a straight on the MP. You'll run out of MP really fast. But, in cases like this, not really a big deal. Shroomy! You're my favorite! Because you're Shroomy! Shroomy! Aw, you're so cute. Let's just go ahead and get Confusion on him, because we know that he does the whole save-up thing, and I think he also uses barriers, so if we can get him to give us a barrier instead, that's basically just like, ha ha ha, we win. And it's kind of awesome. So barrier to us instead? Yup! Thank you! We now... It was so funny that I just, like, coughed instead. But, we now have a barrier. That was, yeah. That was just, I love Confusion. We now have a barrier. Come at me, bro. Can't do shit. You're trying to drain the MP of my barrier, apparently. And he didn't even kill the barrier. The barrier is still standing. So, really, he's just kind of shit out of luck. He did get unconfused, which is a little bit annoying, but I think he's going to use the save-up thing right now anyway, so that's not really that concerning, because I know he's going to give himself a barrier now. Well, fine. Well, fine. Let's just get in here and lower his defense again and then confuse him. Seems to be the best plan of action, I think. As long as we can kill this one hit, which we can. But 2 hits will take care of it. And even then, he's still, you know... There we go. There's the barrier he gave us gone. So... really, he's just kind of got the short end of the stick in this exchange. Because now we're just going to roast him. Gonna hurt. I don't have my defenses up, but he doesn't really have anything that does damage except for save up in case I remember. Oh, well, he's going to do the barrier now. Fine. Do your little barrier thing. See how much I care, because your defense is still lowered. I'm going to just stay in here and hurt you some more. Yeah, it's going to take 2 hits to kill it, unfortunately, but the second one will go through, and we'll still be able to get a chunk of damage off on him. And now he's going for the save up, but it's too little too late, because we're just going to go into the win formation and finish him off at this point. That seems like that seems advisable, unless, you know, I miss. Possible, but he's an Earth one, probably. And we're gonna crit instead. That's what we're going to do instead. So that's the nice thing about physical attacks, is they can miss sometimes, yeah, but they make up for being able to crit. That's kind of the balancing factor. And Tamal just gets experience really slowly for some reason. I don't understand that either. He tends to be one of the slow growing ones, so really it might have been a nice idea to get Precocious on him early in the game for the extra experience boost to compensate, but nah, not really worth having to sort of maneuver around that. Friend! Let's fight another one. So this is the one of Yarga, or whatever, Yarga Luna. the whole AoE water thing. That's really annoying as hell, but we'll go ahead and just get our defenses up to not really have to get too hurt by that. And 2 more bonuses to go only, and then we are done with all the setup before the final thing. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Ramakite goes up, and we'll go ahead and deal with him. Seems like a plan. Here we go. So Samakilna. And maybe confusion? Maybe? Yeah, water types tend to not get confused that easily. But I did do a chunk of damage at least, so that's good. My MP, no! Well, really that wasn't too bad anyway. And we only have one more fight anyway, so before we're going to head back. Because I'm going to head back to save in the main room before we do the final boss, just to get MP back. And just, you know, make sure I'm ready for the battle at hand. Kind of seems like a good plan. So we'll heal up, and obviously our fire formation is going to finish him off at this point. Even if he gains some HP. I mean, we're not, A, I have high spirits, so this isn't going to hurt that much. And B, he's going to gain like, what, 7, 9, whatever. You gain 9 HP back, buddy. That's really not going to save your bacon. Or your frog legs, or whatever the hell your things. What are your eyes anyway? You have weird eye things. You have like cancer eyes. It's disgusting. Please die. Also, we haven't had a boss commit suicide yet, which is unfortunate, because it looks like at this point we're not going to have that happen. It's funny when it happens, because it freezes the game briefly. Not, like, permanently, so you know, if it did it permanently, I would not approve of that, because it would be permanently, and that's not very fun, but in this case it's not, so whatever. Alright, one more boss. If you remember what it is, it's actually going to be a boss of someone we just recently got. There was a guy here. I didn't see him. It's Mitrief, jerk faces. You know what? No. I'm just gonna hurt them now. That didn't even do damage. Well, double kill. Yay! Takes care of that. That's good. I don't have to deal with any of those crazy peoples. So let's go ahead and do our final fight finally before, well, you're here too, but I don't want to deal with you, especially because Life Crash is evil. Don't want. But yeah, it's basically giant little foo. Giant foo? I guess we'll just go with giant foo. So, yeah, just one of these ones. We'll go ahead and get our defenses up because, well, to negate that, essentially, I guess. I was going to say because the damages, but, well, not going to really be a big deal because we have Ramakite up, so I'm assuming it's not going to be a big deal. Maybe it'll just, like, kill me, but I'm hoping that's not the case. I don't really feel inclined to die today, so let's go ahead and maybe get some confusion off. That would be good. Confusion would be nice, although this thing's fast, apparently, if it's outspeeding our wind formation. That's impressive, actually. I mean, we've seen that little foo is pretty fast, too, so it shouldn't be too surprising, I suppose, that a boss is able to outspeed our non-bosses, but still. Critical hit, and man, we're just not getting any confusion hacks today. Oh well, honestly, we can just go ahead and go into our water formation to heal up a bit, and then go into our fire formation to win, as you can tell. So, and yeah, it does use Soul Dode. This is gonna actually be painful. Well, not really, actually. Don't forget I do have decent enough special defense, so not really too scary, I guess. Whatever. Salamis will heal us back up anyway, and Meta Knight. Every time I say Meta Knight, I'm like, Meta Knight! Like, Kirby Superstar Meta Knight! Like, Kirby Return, well, Kirby everything Meta Knight! But, yeah. Hi, friend! Eat a punch to the nothing! So, yeah, that's the final one of the boss gauntlets. That's all taken care of, and, Little Foo's the only one to reach level 7, but that's fine. I feel like we're pretty comfortable in our stats right now. So we have the key spore for the level, we have everything else we need. All that's left to do now is head to this Princess Vine, which I'm going to do next episode because I don't want to be locked into the boss. I want to go ahead and get some MP back. So we're heading back to the temple. But that's it for this episode, guys. In the next episode, we head into that Princess Vine and we take on the final boss of the game. A whole episode developed just for the final boss and the credits. It's probably still going to be really long. Oh man. So I'll see you guys in the next one. LuckySevenDX signing out. Bye-bye.